The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air.
Good afternoon, baseball fans. This is Al Helfer speaking from Yankee Stadium in New York City, where the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees will soon be ready to start play in the second game of the 1955 World Series. Time now for Gillette's special pregame roundup in the clubhouse. Frankie Frisch, distinguished member of baseball's Hall of Fame, is on hand to interview Joe Collins. Come in, Frankie Frisch.
Good afternoon, fans. And our first guest this afternoon is a fellow that's done a tremendous job for the Yankees. Well, Joe, Mr. Joe Collins, how long have you been with the Yankees?
This is my sixth full year. I've been here about 6.5 years.
6.5 years. Well, Mr. Collins, to the old flash, has been the type of a ball player that does the right thing at the right time and gets a base hit when it's needed, and defensively makes the play that'll help his pitching. Now, yesterday, you just belted two up in the right field seats. Oh, wait a minute. One went up in the right field bleachers, right?
That's right.
Which ball was hit the hardest?
Well, the first ball I hit, I think was hit the hardest, although I didn't hit it high. It was a line drive that went into the right field grandstand.
What was it, a curveball or a fastball?
No, it was a low fastball, Frank.
A low fastball, and pulled it right. Oh, it just didn't make it.
Just didn't make it.
Yes, but
I didn't think it was going to make it.
How about the other one?
The other was a high fastball, a little away out over the plate. I didn't think that was going to make it either.
They both made it, and I don't think there was any wind blowing either.
The balls were carrying real good there.
Were they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those balls were hit. Now, how about the ball Elston Howard hit?
He hit that ball.
That ball was one of the hardest balls I think I've ever seen hit in a World Series game. It looked like a curveball that hung, right there.
A curveball or slider, I don't know what he calls it, but it just hung right out there.
Hung right out there. Say, Joe, there's been a lot of controversy about fellas playing their first game in a World Series. Of course, you've been in World Series games before. Are you nervous when you start the first game of a World Series?
Yes, I am, Frank, and I think everybody that starts the ball game, their first game is nervous.
Don't you think so? I have often said that. I've been in, 50 games now, and I can't recall one game that I'm not a little shaky.
That's right, a little keyed up.
Pressure?
Mm-hmm.
You want to make good?
You do. Yes.
And you've been doing a great job? Are you a guest hitter?
No, not necessarily.
Well, I mean,
I might look for a type of pitch that the fellow's best pitch. I might look for that on occasion and try to hit it.
Well, now, look, these clubs, you've both been scouted. There's no question. They've had 4 or 5 scouts watching the Yankees and 4 or 5 scouts watching the Brooklyn club. Now, how would you say a scout would say how to pitch to Collins? It's no secret, is it?
No, it's no secret. No, I've seen the report out myself.
No, you know what I would say? Yesterday, for the first time, I've seen him bunt on Newcomb, I'd say. What was the National League thinking about? The Yankee scouts thought, well, now, wait a minute, is Newcomb weak on bunts? Berra tried to bunt, Rizzuto tried to bunt, and Bauer did a perfect job. And Mr. Joe Collins, lots of luck to you in this series. And, brother, I want to give you one of these fine Gillette razors. And, Joe, that's in a beautiful, handsome case.
It is. Thank you very much,
And
Frank.
I know you're going to get a lot of fine use.
I'll use this on the road.
Good. Lots of luck to you, Joe. Well, fans, it's time to wind up our clubhouse interviews this afternoon. We switch now to the broadcasting booth.
We're right back up here in the radio booth on the top side. We should like to say it's another very brilliant day for a baseball game here in Sunsplash Yankee Stadium. A little wind blowing in from behind left field, but it's not going to help or hurt the fly balls hit too much. So the second game of the 1955 World Series is about to come on the fire. The two pitchers here this afternoon will be right-hander Billy Lowe's for the visiting Brooklyn Dodgers, Tommy Byrne for the Yankees. We're about ready to get this second game of the 1955 World Series started. Hitting fourth in the cleanup spot, Roy Campanella, the catcher. Carl Furillo will hit fifth. He'll be in right field. Hitting sixth, Gil Hodges at first base. At third, Jackie Robinson, he who stole home here in yesterday's ball game. He'll be third, hitting seventh. Hitting eighth, Little Don Zimmer at second base, and the pitcher is Billy Lowe's, who on the regular season won 10 and lost 4. He's pitched in 2 World Series prior to this one. In 52, he had a record of 0-1. In 53, 1-0 for an all-time record of 1 win and 1 loss. For the New York Yankees, who have won the first ball game in this series, it'll be Hank Bauer leading off in right field. Then comes third baseman Gil McDougald hitting second. Hitting third, Irv Noren in center field. Yogi Berra will clean up. He'll be in the number 4 position and be behind the plate. The hitting hero of yesterday's ball game, Joe Collins, will be at first base again. Elston Howard will be in left field, hitting 6th. Hitting 7th will be Billy Martin at second base. Hitting 8th, the scooter, Phil Rizzuto, at shortstop. And the pitcher, the veteran left-hander, Tommy Byrne, who is making his second World Series appearance. He pitched in the ball game in the 1949 series against the Brooklyn Dodgers. He had no decision, pitching only 3 in the 3rd inning. So the fellow from Wake Forest, North Carolina, sort of Twilight it, will be pitching for the Yankees here this afternoon. The umpire-in-chief behind the plate for this one will be the National League's Lee Ballanfant. Jim Mahonachik of the American League at first, Frank Descole of the National League at second. And Bill Summers, who handled the plate here yesterday in the getaway game, will be down behind third. We'll have Red Flaherty down the left field line, and down the right field line, Augie Donatelli. So that's about how we're ready to get this one started here this afternoon. So let the chips fall where they may. The Yankees have the advantage of 1 ball game. The Dodgers will be scrapping and battling back here this afternoon to see what they can do about it. The first portion of this afternoon's play-by-play will be brought to you by our old friend Bob Neal, and I know he's anxiously waiting at the other microphone for this ball game to get started. And in just a moment, Lee Ballanfant will be calling for the first batter to come up to the plate. Right now, Tommy Byrne is still working down behind home plate, throwing a few warm-up pitches. And just as soon as the regimental band clears out from behind center field, we'll have this ball game getting started. As I said a few moments ago, it's a beautiful day here in the city of New York. Bright, brilliant sunlight. The temperature is somewhere around the 70s, and it's in the sunlight, a shirt-sleeve crowd. Back in the shade and the overhang of the stadium, of course, the folks are wearing coats. But it's a very typical, beautiful fall day, with the wind blowing in right now, rather stiffly from behind left field. So it'll hurt the fly balls hit out into the left field sector if the wind at this velocity remains. As far as recapping yesterday's ball game is concerned, it was a 6-5 victory for the New York Yankees. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They had 2 men left on. Ford was the winner. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They had 10 hits, no errors. And they had 9 men left on, and the loser was Newcomb. Now the Yankees are taking the field. Let's get over to Bob Neal. Come on, Bob.
Thank you very much, Al Helfer, and good afternoon, everyone. The New York Yankees have taken their positions defensively. The Brooklyn Dodgers sent out their coaches, Jake Fiddler at first, Billy Herman at third. The first batter about set to come out of the dugout while we wait for Junior Gilliam. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. This is Bob Neal with Al Helfer in Yankee Stadium, the second game of the World Series. A bright, sunshiny afternoon. The wind is blowing across field, blowing in from left center field, blowing across from third to first, if you will. And it should be hampering somewhat the bid of the right-hand batters to drive one out in those left field seats. It may help a little the left-hand hitters in trying to reach out for the short corner in right field. In left field for the Yankees, we have Elston Howard. In center field, we have Irv Noren. In right field is Hank Bauer. At third base for New York is Gil McDougall. Phil Rizzuto at short. Billy Martin at second base. Joe Collins at first. Joe Collins, the Yankee hero of yesterday's game with 2 home runs. Tommy Byrne, who is 35, who is 6'1", weighs 185 pounds, working today. And opposing him will be a youngster, 25, 6'1", 165-pounder. Byrne, the left-hander, who was almost once well on his way out of baseball as a pitcher and might have been used as an outfielder due to his great ability to stroke that bat, has come up with a good slider and fairly good control. And using a change of pace with a screwball, he has built himself a good record this year for the New York Yankees. Byrne 16-5 in the regular season. Has pitched once previously in the series at Ebbets Field on October 7th, 1949, the third game. He started that game, pitched 3 1/3 innings, allowed 1 run, a home run by Reese, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He was relieved by Page with the Yankees winning 4-3. Byrne singled in his only time at bat in the series. In the 1941-49 52 series, the Dodgers and the Yankees split the first 2 games. In 47-53, the Yankees won the first 2 games. New York has 1 victory up on the scoreboard, and the Dodgers are out today to do something about it. Junior Gilliam is stepping in, a right-hand batter. Junior had no hits and 3 times at bat, walked twice. He, in the regular season, had a batting average of .249. Yogi Berra down giving the sign, and time temporarily called as the bat boy brings out a new supply of baseballs for the umpire. The outfield for the Yankees straight away. Playing close at third, about 3 steps off the line, even with the bag, is Gil McDougall. Phil Rizzuto deep at short. Billy Martin back at second. Collins fading back at first. And Tommy Byrne is ready. The first pitch of the second game of the World Series is on its way. It's a fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Tommy Byrne, the left-hander, who has developed poise and the ability to get that ball near the plate, working today in the second game of the series. Gilliam waits now as Byrne gets his sign, pumps, delivers. There's a curve inside taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Herb Norn checking his cleats out in center field. The grass was a little on the heavy side yesterday due to the heavy rain, but with the evening of bright fall weather, it's helped out. There's a curve swung on and missed for strike 2. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Byrne has an easy rocking motion, and when he comes up with that arm, that ball sails right up there. Herman coaching down at third, shouts encouragement to Junior Gilliam. Gilliam has his right foot right back on the restraining line, swings over a close stance. The pitch is on its way, a curve inside. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd still coming in, and it's jam-packed here in Yankee Stadium today. 2-2, the leadoff batter for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Junior Gilliam. Holds that bat right on the end. Now he's choked it up a little, about 2.5 inches. Swings on a curveball, misses, strike 3. So Tommy Byrne has recorded his first strikeout. And the Brooklyn Dodgers bring up now their captain, Pee Wee Reese, the shortstop. Pee Wee brought the starting lineup for the Brooklyn Dodgers up to the umpires today. He is the captain of the Dodgers. He's a right-hand batter. Yesterday had 1 hit and 5 times at bat. Pee Wee stands almost flat-footed, stands up close to the plate, pulls the bat back and away from his right ear, swings and hits a little fly ball out in the right center field. Moving over is Hank Bauer, waves Norrin off, and he makes the catch. So there's 2 out. As Pee Wee Reese hitting that ball to the opposite field for right-hand batter, hits into right center field, and Hank Bauer moving over, waved Irv Norrin away and made the catch. So with 2 out, it's the Duker of the Dodgers, Duke Snider. Had 2 hits and 5 times at bat yesterday. Hit a prodigious home run in the third deck of the right field stand. And in batting practice today was stroking that ball. Duke stands with his left foot back and away from the plate. His right foot is up almost on the line. Tommy Byrne, the left-hander, looking into this left-hand batter, delivers a curveball that catches the inside corner for a strike. Byrne uses a good slider, which is a curve off of a fastball. The outfield shaded around the right, with Hank Bauer deep in right field, and right center is Irv Norrin, right side of the infield's deep. Byrne's ready to work, 2 out, 1 strike pitch is on its way, a curve that just misses outside for a ball. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bill Rizzuto, the shortstop for the Yankees, shaded over near second. Gil McDougall in close with this left-hand batter up there, about 1 step off the edge of the infield grass. Tommy Byrne looks into Yogi Berra. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 out. Top half of the first inning, no score. Burns ready. The 1-1 delivery on its way. A curve inside. Snyder backs off, takes ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. A splendid day for baseball. An autumn day that has a tinge of fall and yet has the warm sunshine of the summer. Tommy Byrne looking in. Seems very calm, cool, and collected, and he's ready with the 2-1 delivery. There's a curve popped up into right center field. Herb Norn starts coming in now, still coming, and Hank Bauer coming along with him, and it's Bauer making the catch. And the wind held that ball up, and it cooled Norn for just a moment, and Bauer came over to make the catch. So in the top half of the first inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. And at the end of the first half inning, the score is Brooklyn nothing and the New York Yankees nothing. Moving into the last half of the first inning now, the first man up for the New York Yankees will be Hank Bauer. And Hank, wearing number 9 on his white home uniform, steps in there. Yesterday had 2 hits and 4 times at bat. His season batting average, .279. On the mound is Billy Lowe's, the right-hander, delivers a fastball, misses low and outside for ball 1. Billy Lowe's has one of the real blazing fastballs in baseball. His record in 1955 was 10-4. He delivers a curveball that's outside for ball 2. 2-0 to Hank Bauer, who now steps out. We're in the last half of the first inning, no score. The Dodgers have their outfield shaded around the left. Deep in left field, Junior Gilliam. Duke Snider's over in left center. And moving over in right center is Carl Frillo. So they're leaving the right field corner wide open. The left side of the infield is playing back. Jackie Robinson drops back 5-6 steps from third base. After the All-Star game, Billy Lowe's won 1 and lost 2. And he's ready with a 2-ball pitch. A ground ball hit the left side. Slow roller rolls foul. And Frankie Cossetti moves over to field that one. He's coaching at third base for the Yankees. Bill Dickey is coaching at first. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Hank Bauer steps back in, looks down now to Frankie Cossetti coaching at third. The wind blowing in. It's kind of a varying wind. It's blowing in from center field. We're in the last half of the first, no score. Here's Billy Lowe's, the right-hander, into his windup, delivers a fastball that's just inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Lowe's, just 25, has his birthday like the Yankee pitcher Tommy Byrne in December. He looks into Roy Campanella. Campanella giving him the sign of, come on, Billy, get the ball in there. And he's ready. The 3-1 pitch is swung on a ground ball to the left side. High, through in the left field. And it's a base hit for Hank Bauer. The throw by Junior Gilliam is into Pee Wee Reese, playing back on the edge of the outfield grass. And Hank Bauer has the first base hit of the second game of the World Series. And the Yankees have a runner at first base, and the batter now is Gil McDougall. Gil had 1 hit and 4 times at bat in the first game of the World Series yesterday, batting .285 in the regular season right-hand batter. Steps out, knocks a little dirt out of his cleats. And he's ready. Gil McDougall digs in now on his right foot, bends at the waist, gets a curveball that's inside for ball 1. Lowe's, wearing number 30, goes back to the rosin bag on the back of the mound. The outfield straightens up for Gil McDougall. The first baseman, Gil Hodges, holding against the runner. Bauer jumps off to a lead. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. There's a throw down to first. Back safely is Hank Bauer. Roy Campanella up in that ball down there. So the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Gil McDougall, the batter. And there's nobody out. The Yankees have a runner at first. We're in the last half of the first inning. Lowe's checks his runner at first. Bauer leads away. The pitch, a curve, swung on, missed. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. When Billy Lowe's came back out of the service, he had gained a few pounds, and his fastball had added a little zip. He has always had a good curveball, and with the fastball, he can really pump it through there. He checks Bauer now, who leads away 5 steps. The 1-2 pitch swung on a ground ball foul down to Cossetti, coaching at third, makes a one-hand grab, gets a big hand from the folks here in Yankee Stadium. So it's a 1-2 count to Gil McDougall. No score in the ball game. We're in the last half of the first inning. the wind may be a big factor today. Yesterday's game was played for the first 7 innings with just mild little zephyrs. And the later part of the game, why we got some breeze. But today we have some breeze as we start. The 1-2 pitch is swung on foul back off the screening as Gil McDougall tried to get a hold of a fastball inside. So the count now is 1-2. On deck for the New York Yankees, Irv Norn. Lowe's versus Byrne. That's the pitching pair here today in Yankee Stadium. Now Lowe's looks into Roy Campanella. Jackie Robinson moves back at third. The outfield straight away. Bauer leads away. The pitch, a wide sweeping curve outside. Take it for ball 2. So it's 2-2, and Campanella goes out in front of the plate. Throws that ball back to Billy Lowe's. Shouts something out to him. Campanella trying to keep his pitcher alert. Lowe's standing out there on the mound now. Goes to the rosin bag, looks into Roy Campanella, wearing number 39. Duke Snider is in center field, Junior Gilliam in left, and Bauer now leads away the 2-2 pitch to Gil McDougall. A curveball. It's over but high. Ball 3. So it's a full count. Jackie Robinson moves in from third base to shout something over to Lowe's. Billy is sort of has a nervous temperament or disposition. At least gives the impression to the casual observer. He looks in now, heaves a big sigh. Bauer leads away. There he goes. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. The throw is down to second base. The tag is made and out at second in double play. Very alert play by Roy Campanella, who can throw that ball. Throwing down to second base to Don Zimmer and getting Hank Bauer. So the Dodgers, who just 1 pitch ago looked like they might be in serious trouble, have wiped off 2 Yankees. And with 2 out, the batter's Irv Norn. Fine throw by Roy Campanella. Here's the pitch to Irv Norn, a fastball knee high for strike 1 call. Mr. Campanella has everybody buzzing here with that rifle arm of his in making that throw down to second base. 1 strike to count. Norn waiting, left-hand batter. Hitless in 4 times at bat yesterday. Lowe's with a let-up curve is outside. Corner for strike 2. Had to wait for that pitch to come on and over the plate. It was really a blooper. And the fans, even if the seriousness of their rooting for their respective teams, get a boot out of that. Here's the 2-strike pitch. A fastball drives him away. It's ball 1. 1-2. The umpire at the plate today is umpire Lee Balafant of the National League, who is very deliberate and sure of his calls, as are all the umpires. There's a fly ball into left center field. Duke Snider moves back. He's got it, and that's all for the Yankees in the last half of the first inning. So for New York in the last half of the first, no runs, 1 hit, a single by Hank Bauer. There were no Dodger errors, and nobody was left on base. And so at the end of 1 inning of play, the score is Brooklyn 0 and the Yankees 0. And the Brooklyn Dodgers now send up their number 4 hitter, Roy Campanella. Campy was hitless in 5 times at bat yesterday for the Dodgers. He did, however, in the 9th inning, give Bob Grimm and the Yankees, and also gave Whitey Ford, who was listening to the 9th inning in the clubhouse, quite a scare with the long drive he hit with a man on that was taken by Hank Bauer over near the wall. So Roy Campanella, wearing number 39, steps in, right-hand batter. Tommy Byrne, who retired the first 3 members of the Dodgers in the first inning with a strikeout to Gilliam and a fly ball by Reese and Snider, now looks into Campy. He rocks into motion. Here's the first pitch to Campanella. It's outside. Curveball. Ball 1. The outfield playing straight away for Campanella with Gil McDougall at third base and backing up a few steps. Rizzuto deep at short. Burns ready. There's a curve popped up and moving over into foul territory near the Dodger dugout is Gil McDougall. Still coming on. He has room and he's got it. So Campanella fouls out to Gil McDougall. And the Dodgers have one out in their half of the second inning. It brings up now Carl Furillo. Carl yesterday had 3 for 4. He had a home run for the Dodger cause. He had a single in the 5th, a single in the 8th. He struck out in the 9th inning with a man on, and he walked in the 3rd inning. But his home run was a slasher down the right field line, hitting to the opposite field. Carl wears number 6, stands deep in the box, feet not too far apart, swings over a closed stance. The outfield plays him straight away. Tommy Byrne looks into Yogi Berra. He's ready to work. The left arm comes around. There's a curveball that breaks just inside for ball 1. Tommy plants that left foot right up there on the extreme left side of the rubber as he faces the batter, to the extreme right side as we face the pitcher. He's ready to work, and the 1-ball pitch is on its way, and it's a curve that gets the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Carl Furillo backs out, rubs his hands, looks down at Jake Fittler coaching at first base. We have a scoreless ball game. We're in the top half of the second inning of the second game of the World Series. Here's the next pitch by Byrne, a fastball that breaks low and outside for ball 2, and it's a 2-1 count. The outfield straightaway. McDougall backs up a few steps at third now, and Byrne delivers. There's a curveball that hangs outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. On deck for the Dodgers, Gil Hodges, wearing number 14. Tommy Byrne with a 3-1 pitch on its way. Gets a curveball in too close for ball 4. And Carl Furillo is on. So Furillo trots down to first base, and Joe Collins moves inside. Collins holding inside to the runner, and the big man, Gil Hodges, the right-hand batter, had 1 hit and 4 times at bat in the first game. Gil had a single in the 5th inning. Also swings over a closed stance. His right foot very much back on the right deep restraining line. His left foot about cuts the heart of the plate. First pitch by Byrne, a fastball inside and high for ball 1. So the Yankee coach, Jim Turner, shouts something out of encouragement to Tommy Byrne. The Dodgers, along their bench, are shouting encouragement up here now to Gil Hodges. Carl Furillo jumps off to a lead. Collins home to the inside. Here's a pitch. A curveball that's through there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Scoreless ball game. Jackie Robinson moves into the on-deck circle. At first base is umpire Jim Honachek. At second is umpire Frank Discoli of the National League, and Bill Summers of the American League working at third. Ready now is Tommy Byrne. Stretches, checks his runner. There he goes, and a swing and a fly ball hit into short right field. Hank Bauer moves in 4 or 5 steps. The runner moving back Furillo to first, and the catch is made. So Hodges pops up into short right field with Bauer moving in about 20 steps back from the edge of the infield to make the catch. And we have 2 out, a runner at first base, and Jackie Robinson is the batter. Jackie Robinson, wearing number 42, steps in. He had 1 hit and 4 times at bat in yesterday's game. Jackie stands flat-footed, deep in the box, and he almost has an open stance. It's halfway between closed and being open. The outfield straightaway. The first pitch by Byrne, a curveball high and outside. Berra bluffs a throw down to Collins at first, and Furillo moves back. The Dodgers have a runner at first. Carl Furillo getting on a walk. The first given up by Tommy Byrne. The left-hander looks in now to Yogi Berra. Furillo strolls away from first. The pitch, there's a swing and a fly ball. Hit into left center field, shallow center field, and moving in is Elston Howard and Norn, and Rizzuto makes the catch between them. Bill Rizzuto, who is running away from the infield, facing out in the direction of left center field, was watching as if he was going to let Howard or Norn make the catch, and they both stopped, and he just reached up like a football end going out for the touchdown pass and made the catch. So the Scooter makes the play, and for the Dodgers in the second inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on. And at the end of 1.5 innings of play, the score is Brooklyn nothing, the New York Yankees nothing. Moving in now for the New York Yankees as they come up for their wraps here in the last half of the second inning is Yogi Berra. Yogi had 1 for 3. Lowe's delivers a swing and a foul. The ball goes out of play on top of the roof of the third deck back of the Dodger dugout. Berra, with 1 out of 3 yesterday in the regular season, was batting .272. Yogi had a single yesterday in the 6th inning, walked in the 8th. Keeps stroking that bat. Feet close together, left-hand batter. The outfield's full of the right. The next pitch by Billy hits Yogi Berra, and down he goes. The fastball, Lowe's shouting, "Look out." Berra tried to duck out of the way of it, and Lowe's now comes over to ask Yogi if he's all right. Yogi says yes, fine. He trots down to first, hit by a pitch. So the Yankees have a runner on at first base, Yogi Berra. There must be easier ways to get on. Stepping in is Joe Collins, who was the batting hero for the New York Yankees yesterday in 2 hits and 3 times at bat, both home runs. Collins, wearing number 15, deep in the left-hand batter's box, takes a curveball that breaks a little high and inside for ball 1. Collins wears a short ankle guard made very similar to a catcher's shin guard, but only about 10 inches high to protect his right instep in the event of a foul down on his foot. Jackie Robinson's in close to third. The outfield around the right. There's a fastball popped up, coming back and out of play. No chance for Roy Campanella. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Yogi Berra on at first. The ball, that pitch hit him on the left arm. He seems to be all right. Duke Snyder is way around in right center field. Deep in right field, about 3 steps away from the wall, is Carl Frillo. Junior Gilliam is brought over and shallow in left center. Robinson shaded over towards the shortstop position. There's a curve that's swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Good curveball by Billy Lowe's, and Joe Collins had a good riffle at it. On deck for the Yankees, Elston Howard. No score. We're in the last half of the second inning. The Yankees have 1 hit. A leadoff single by Hank Bauer in the first inning. But he died as McDougal struck out, and a beautiful throw by Campanella. Outside for a 2-2 count. Lowe's again goes back to the rosin bag. He keeps popping that ball in and out of his glove. Roy Campanella standing there, waits for Collins to step back in. Joe stands as far back as it is legally possible in that batter's box. Feet close together, strides into the ball. Bent at the waist. Here's a curveball that he swings on and misses for strike 3. So Collins strikes out. And that is the first strikeout. Second strikeout for Billy Lowe's. McDougal was the first in the first inning. And he has racked up 2 strikeouts. And it comes at a very opportune time for Billy Lowe's. Well, Elston Howard steps in. He had 1 for 3, a home run. The right-hand batter takes a curve on the outside corner, belt high, strike 1. Howard almost covers the diagonal line, if you could presume one would be drawn from the corners. His left foot up in the right front corner, his left foot back in the left rear corner. Takes a fastball inside, and it's 1-1. The outfield shaded just a few steps over in left center field with Duke Snyder over. Junior Gilliam around in left. And over in right center field is Carl Frillo. Left side of the infield for the Brooklyn Dodgers is deep with Robinson at third. Pee Wee Reese at short. Yogi Berra leads away from first. Lowe's checks him. The pitch is a curve that sweeps a little outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Good curveball, and with that blazing fastball that Billy Lowe's has, it's little wonder that he was a very important member of Walt Olson's staff in the 1955 campaign. He's ready now. Checks Berra. Delivers. There's a curve that sweeps just over but high, and it's 3-1. Lowe's a little perturbed with himself for getting that curveball up too high. Strolls in, kicks the mound a little, smooths it out now, and goes back, gets a little rosin, and is back up on the hill. 3 balls, 1 strike. Howard wearing number 32, waving that bat. Stokes about 1 inch away from the end of the handle. Yogi Berra jumps off to a 3-step lead away. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball. It's on the outside corner for strike 2 call. Umpire Lee Balafant took a real good look at that pitch. So Howard's count is the same as his number. The wind is blowing in from left center field in the direction of the plate. Billy Lowe's now with a 3-2 count with Yogi Berra running. Delivers a swing and a miss. A throw down to second is Zimmer. He drops the ball. Roy Campanella made a great throw down to second base. And it's an error. Charge to the second baseman. Yesterday's ball game had 1 error. And that was charged to the Yankees, to Gil McDougall. Today's ball game has 1 error, and it's charged to the second baseman for Brooklyn, Don Zimmer. So Yogi Berra's on at second, 2 out. Here's Billy Martin. First pitch, a fastball, strike 1, belt high on that outside corner. That ball really hopped in there. So the Yankees have a runner on at second in Yogi Berra. And Roy Campanella had another fine throw down to second. The outfield straight away. Lowe's looks back to Berra. He takes his foot off the rubber now, goes back to get a little rosin. Umpire Frank Discoli, back of second base, holding his hands up, signifying that umpire Lee Balafant has called time. Now time is back in. Lowe's checks the runner, Berra. Billy Martin, bent at the waist, again steps out as Yogi taking too big of a lead. And Billy Lowe's not wanting to have that much of a lead, steps off. Pee Wee Reese motions into Lowe's, go ahead and pitch. The outfield with Duke Snyder in center, Junior Gilliam in left, Carl Fuller, they're all poised. There's a curveball that's outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Billy Martin is the batter, and Martin had 2 for 3. Yesterday, Billy had himself a single and a triple. Martin holding that bat right on the end, back of his right ear. Rested on his right shoulder now as he looks out to Lowe's. Here's the 1-1 delivery, a swing and a foul coming back in the press box. And while we wait for a new ball to come in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. Billy Martin is back in, and a new ball has gone out to Billy Lowe's, and Roy Campanella has gone out to have a little chat. Pee Wee Reese moving in to make sure that he's well posted on what's going on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. We're in the last half of the second inning. Here's the pitch to Billy Martin, a curveball way outside. 2-2. Campanella moving to his right, blocking that ball to keep it from getting away. Berra is bothering Lowe's just a little bit as he continues to move up along that line. All right, Lowe's takes his stretch, delivers a curve that's outside for ball 3, and it's a full count to the right-hander, Billy Martin, who now looks down at Frankie Corsetti. Corsetti clapping his hands, trying to give Martin encouragement. Berra got on, hit by a pitch ball. Collins struck out, and Howard struck out, and Campanella almost had Berra doubled at second, but Zimmer dropped the ball. All right, Berra leads the way. The 3-2 pitch. He swung on and missed, strike 3. So Billy Lowe's strikes out Collins, Howard, and Martin after hitting Yogi Berra. And in the second inning for the New York Yankees, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on. And at the end of 2 innings of play, the score is Brooklyn 0, New York Yankees 0. We are going to have a change in the Yankee lineup. Bob Cerv is moving into center field. Herb Norn is going out into left field. And Elston Howard is moving over to right field. And we'll have to check and see where they're going to bat. Howard will probably stay in his original position, and probably serve will probably hit in Bauer's spot. So Bob Serve goes to center field. Elson Howard is in right field, and in left field is Irv Norn. We've had no explanation as yet why the change is being made. Leading off for the Brooklyn Dodgers as they try to open up this ball game in the top of the third inning will be Don Zimmer. Zimmer, the second baseman, wears number 23. In yesterday's game, Don got himself a bloop single in the second inning, drove in a run, and he drove in another run for the Dodgers in the eighth inning with a sacrifice fly. So he was actually 1 for 2. He also drew a walk. The announcement being made that Bob Serve has gone to center field. In left field is Irv Norn. And in right field, Elson Howard. Tommy Byrne is ready, delivers a curve that popped up and it's going to go out of play into the upper deck. Don Zimmer taking a swing at a curveball, breaking in on his hands, fouls it out of play, and it's 1 strike. No score. Tight pitcher's battle as Tommy Byrne, the veteran of many years in the baseball campaign, goes against a comparatively youngster, Billy Lowe's. Byrne has been very tough. He has walked only one man, the only Dodger to reach first base. There's a fastball outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch, and it's a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The announcement's been made that Hank Bauer pulled a muscle in his thigh going into first base when he had to slide back on the throw over by Lowe's, and he's also suffering from a heavy cold. There's a curve that is on the outside corner for strike 3 call. So Don Zimmer is called out on strikes. That is the second strikeout for Tommy Byrne. And the leadoff batter for the Brooklyn Dodgers in the third inning, batting in the number 8 spot, Don Zimmer, is called out on strikes. Billy Lowe's, the pitcher for the Dodgers, gets a great hand. Lowe's has a .500 batting average in the series with 3 hits and 6 times at bat. He also has 1 series stolen base. He's a right-hand batter, big, tall youngster, and he gets a fastball outside by Tommy Byrne for ball 1. The outfield for the Yankees playing straight away. Lowe's is more of a slash hitter. Takes a swing and hopes to get one. He swings on this one, hits it in the right field foul. Going into the lower deck, bounces off the facing out there, bounces downstairs. And there was a real scramble by the fans to try and get a souvenir. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Junior Gilliam. The Yankees have Gil McDougall at third base, Phil Rizzuto at shortstop, Billy Martin at second, Joe Collins at first. With Irv Norn in left field now, Bob Serve in center, and Elson Howard in right field. That change was made at the start of this inning. There's a curve, a ground ball hit the left side. 1 hop to Phil Rizzuto, fires it over to first, and it's in time for the out. And Billy Lowe's went rolling down that line. He was really pumping with all he was worth. So the out is 6-3, short to first. There's 2 out, and it brings up Junior Gilliam. Gilliam struck out in the first inning. So Tommy Byrne continues to display his ability. And Gilliam, a right-hand batter now, waits as a curveball misses outside for ball 1. The outfield playing straight away for Gilliam. Wind blowing in. Byrne is ready. Left arm comes around with a fastball that's just a little outside, and he wants a new ball. 2 balls to count. Gilliam takes a flash down to Billy Herman, coaching at third. We have a scoreless ball game. And we are privileged to be speaking on behalf of the Gillette Safety Razor Company of Boston to bring you the World Series as a gesture of thanks for the wonderful support of their product. Tommy Byrne now goes to the rosin bag back of the mound. Looks over to Gil McDougall at third base. Now looks into Yogi Berra. Berra is down, giving the sign. Here's the 2-ball pitch to Gilliam. It's a fastball on the outside corner, strike one. So it's now 2 balls, 1 strike. And the captain of the Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese, is on deck. Byrne is ready once again. He comes around with a fastball, driven into left field. Going back for it is Irv Norn. Moving over to his left, still going back. He's got it. So Gilliam drives a fly ball deep in the left field for the final out. And in the third inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, the score is the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing, the New York Yankees nothing. Phil Rizzuto steps in now for the Yankees in the last half of the third inning. Scooter has made one very outstanding play so far today when he moved out in between left and center field to make a football catch of Robinson's pop. Here's the first pitch to Phil. He swings. There's a line drive in the left field going over Junior Gilliam. It bounces in the corner. Rizzuto makes the turn at first, holds halfway between second and scoots back to first. Rizzuto laying that ball into left field, bounced off the corner, and Gilliam played it beautifully, holding the scooter to first base. And Phil now is on at first. That is the second hit off Billy Lowe's. And for the third time, the Yankees get the lead man on base. In the first inning, Bauer singled to open the ball game. McDougall struck out, and Campanola, the great throw down to Zimmer, doubled Bauer. Then Norn flied to center. In the second inning, Lowe's hit Yogi Berra, and then Lowe's settled down, struck out Collins, Howard, and Martin. And here in the last of third for the New York Yankees, Rizzuto leads off with a single, and Tommy Byrne, who's also a pretty capable swinger of that big stick, steps in. Jackie Robinson, the third baseman for the Dodgers, moves in on the edge of the infield grass. First pitch to Byrne, a fastball. It's inside for ball one. The outfield has Duke Snyder 3 steps over in right center. Trillo deep in right. Gilliam protecting in left. All right. Rizzuto leads away from first. The pitch is a curveball in the inside corner to Byrne, 1-1. Tommy Byrne wearing number 23. Batting from the left side. And he loves to swing that wood. There goes Rizzuto. Here's the pitch. A ground ball hit foul down the third baseline. And Rizzuto really kicked up a storm of dust down there when he went sliding in. The Scooter practically had that base stolen. Byrne trying to protect him. Took a swing at the ball and hit it foul down the third baseline until Rizzuto comes back to first. He gets a big hand from the fans for a fine slide. And there's a towel going out to Phil to get some of that dust out of his eyes. He looked like he was really digging for goal going into second. But he's all set. Gil Hodges on at first, holding against the runner, Phil Rizzuto. Tommy Byrne is the batter, and the outfield shaded around the right for him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rizzuto leads away again. Here's the pitch to Byrne. A fastball outside, 2-2. Lowe's really firing that ball through there now. Byrne again looks down to Frankie Crosetti. Roy Campanola down, giving the sign. Rizzuto jumps off to a 3-step lead away from first. The pitch to Byrne. A fastball, and it's outside for ball 3. And Billy Lowe's, who has seen that 3-2 count go up on the scoreboard a few times in the very early innings here of this ball game, now is faced with a 3-2 count again. On deck for the Yankees will be Bob Serve, who takes over for Hank Bauer in the batting order. There's a ground ball to the right side. Zimmer backs up the throw from... That's the second double play for the Dodgers. Bob Serve is in there. First pitch is outside, ball one. Serve is a big, powerfully built fella. Looks like somebody chopped off the legs of a baby grand piano and planted them under that big frame of his. He's well built, looks like a fullback. And this is his first World Series appearance. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Billy Lowe's into his windup, delivers a fastball. It's inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, the Dodgers are really getting everybody muscling around here with their superb play when they get into a little bit of a spot. And before the ball game, talking down to manager Walt Alston, said he felt his team was fairly relaxed. There's a swing and a foul coming back up here, and the count remains 1-2. The Dodgers have been able to come up with a very alert defensive play, even though the Yankees have put the lead on man in each of the 3 innings on base. So they have 2 out, nobody on, and Bob Serve with the 1-2 count takes a curveball, strike 3, and he knew it, and he just started walking. So Billy Lowe's gets his 4th strikeout, 5th strikeout, 3 in the second, 1 in the first, and 1 here in the third, which gives him a total of 5 strikeouts in the ball game. And for the Yankees in the third inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So at the end of 3 innings of play, the score, Brooklyn Dodgers nothing, and the New York Yankees nothing. Leading off for the Brooklyn Dodgers as we move into the top of the 4th inning is the captain of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese. Tommy Byrne has allowed only 1 Dodger to reach first base, and that was the walk given up to Carl Furillo. Reese flied to right field his last time up. The outfield playing straight away. Dorn in left, Serve in center, Howard in right. Into the windup is Byrne, and the first pitch is a curveball that breaks over for a strike. Tommy Byrne has been superb. He has struck out 2. He has walked only 1. And the only base on balls given up was the swing and a line drive into right field. And there's the first hit off Tommy Byrne. Going on to second now is Reese. The throw is made to second and too late. And Reese has a 2-base hit. So the first hit of Tommy Byrne has been grabbed by Pee Wee Reese. And the Dodgers have a runner on at second, nobody out, and Duke Snider's the batter. That ball was hit right into the corner. Elson Howard had to move over, play it off the wall, and Reese never hesitated for a moment. He just lowered his head, turned on the gas, and he moved all the way into second base. Well, Duke Snider, his last time up, flied to right field. The Yankees moved their infield back on the right side. Martin playing back to 1 step off the edge of the outfield grass. Collins deep at first, about 3 steps off the line. The outfield pulled around the right with Serve in right center. Howard back near the wall in right field. The first pitch. He drops a bunt and it's foul. The Duker trying to push a little bunt along that third baseline with McDougal playing back a few steps. Pee Wee Reese and Phil Rizzuto, 2 of the smallest men of the participating teams in the series, and both of whom have participated in a great many of previous series games, exchanging little ideas of strategy. I'll bet. Reese leads away, 3 steps away from second. Byrne looks into Yogi Berra, ready to work. The 1-strike pitch is taken by Snider. It's up high for a ball. 1-1. No score, but the Dodgers here in the 4th inning, the top of the 4th, are threatening. They have only 1 hit off Tommy Byrne. The Yankees have 2 hits off Billy Lowe's, a single by Bauer, a single by Rizzuto. But both Lowe's and Byrne have been equal to the occasion. The next pitch to Snider's a curveball as he swings on, foul, going out of play. The wind will carry that in the upper deck. It bounces downstairs and taken by a fan. 1-2. Breeze up high is rather strong. down on the playing field would not have too much effect. But up above the reaches of the third deck, there's evidence of good strength in it. The velocity would be approximately 9-10 miles per hour. Tommy Byrne looks into Yogi Berra as Pee Wee Reese leads away from second base. And the Yankees look in now to see what Yogi Berra is going to call for. The 1-2 pitch to Snyder. Swung on, driven into right field. It's going in the corner. It is in there for a base hit. Here's Reese making the turn at third. He's coming on. The throw is to second. Rizzuto has it slide, and he's out at second base. So Snyder, with a single into right field, drives in the first run of the second game of the World Series. And the second hit off Tommy Byrne. And he is out trying to go to second on a throw from Elson Howard to the shortstop, Phil Rizzuto. And it goes 9-6 if you score with us. But the Dodgers have a run in. Jake Pittler now goes out to talk to umpire Augie Donatelli, who is the umpire along the right field line. And I'm sure that there was no question in Jake Pittler's mind. Just wanted to make sure that he was understanding the signs that umpire Augie Donatelli was giving out there on balls that were hit close to the foul line. So the Dodgers break out on top 1-0. And they repeat their performance of yesterday, in which they broke out on top in the second inning. One ball is outside. Roy Campanella is the batter. Campy coming up now with one out, nobody on. Tommy Byrne working out there for the Yankees, delivers, and there's a curve that's just outside for ball two. So Roy Campanella, who fouled out to Gil McDougall in the second inning, who has yet to pick up a hit in the World Series of this year, keeps waving that bat. He has an open stance. He's bent at the waist. Byrne delivers a curve that hangs outside for ball three. So perhaps the shock of the first two hits picked off by the Dodgers has upset Tommy Byrne. He turns his back to the batter, looks out to center field, and sees Bob Cerv out there. Over in left field, he has Irv Norn, and in right field, he has Elson Howard, which is a change from the original lineup. Howard started in left, Norn started in center, and Bauer started in right. But Hank Bauer had to retire because of a pulled leg muscle. The 3-0 pitch to Campanella is outside, a fastball, ball four. And Campanella walks down to first. That's the second base on balls given up by Tommy Byrne. And the Dodgers have a runner on at first. And it brings up Carl Furillo, who walked in the second inning. Furillo had 3 for 4 yesterday for Brooklyn, drove a big home run. No activity as yet in the Yankee bullpen, which is in the runway between the extreme end of the right field stands and the beginning of the right center field bleachers. Carl Furillo, right-hand batter. Strong, powerfully built, holds the bat right on the end, looks out, Byrne delivers. There's a curveball that breaks inside and low for ball one. Furillo looks down to Billy Herman, who's looking in to manager Walt Alston. Manager Alston running the team from the bench, as does Casey Stengel of the Yankees, and relaying to the third base coach. Byrne checks his runner, delivers. There's a swing and a fly ball hitting the left field. Coming on is Irv Norn. Going out is Phil Rizzuto. Norn, shading his eyes with his glove, moves under it and makes the catch. So we have 2 out as Carl Furillo hits a high fly ball into left field, taken by Irv Norn. And with 2 out, the batter now is Gil Hodges. Hit a fly ball into right field in the second inning. 1 hit in 4 times at bat in yesterday's game. He's now 1 for 5. The Dodgers are leading 1-0 on a double by Pee Wee Reese here in the 4th inning, a single by Duke Snyder. Roy Campanella leads away from first. The pitch to Hodges, the fastball outside for ball one. Tommy Byrne doesn't seem to be too disturbed now. He has apparently gotten over the shock of those 2 smashing hits that went ringing out there Campy jumps off to a lead. The pitch is swung on. Here's the drive deep in the left center field. Going back for it is Irv Norn. Back near the curve of the track. He's got it. And Gil Hodges gave that ball a good ride. Taken by the left fielder for the New York Yankees, Irv Norn. For Brooklyn in the fourth inning. 1 run from 2 hits. No errors. 1 man left on base. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, the score, Brooklyn Dodgers 1, the New York Yankees nothing. The Dodgers now, with a 1-run lead over the New York Yankees, I'm sure are thinking the same thoughts that are going through the minds of everybody here. Can the 1-run hold up against the New York Yankees? Yesterday, Brooklyn jumped off to a 2-run lead in the second inning, but the Yankees came bouncing right back to tie it up. And so the big question will not be resolved until the final out of this ball game. Leading off for the New York Yankees, Gil McDougall. He struck out his last time up. Billy Lowe's, the right-hander on the mound, delivers a fastball outside for ball 1. The outfield playing straight away and deep in all fields for Gil McDougall. Left field is Gilliam. Lowe's delivers. There's a swing and a line drive hit out into right center field. And 3 hops to Carl Frillo. And Gil McDougall gets his second hit of the series, a single into right center field. And the Yankees, for the 4th time today, get the first man up on base. And for the 4th time this afternoon, the Brooklyn Dodgers are faced with the same problem. They have done it successfully in the first 3 innings. Bauer in the first inning led off with a single, and the Dodgers got out of the jam. In the second inning, Yogi Berra hit by a pitch. Lowe struck out the side. In the third inning, Rizzuto led off with a single, but Byrne hit into a double play, and Bauer, or Serve, who replaced Bauer, struck out. The batter's Irv Norn takes a swing and slashes a foul in the lower deck out in left field. So it's 1 strike. Billy Lowe's has given up 3 hits. He has not walked a batter. He has struck out 5, and he's hit 1 batsman. Jackie Robinson, the third baseman, moves in on the edge of the infield grass. Here's the pitch coming to Irv Norn. Leans away from a curveball breaking inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Gil McDougall is on at first. Gil Hodges holding against the runner. Bill Dickey clapping his hands, coaching down at first. Lowe's checked the runner at first. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball hit down. Grabbed by Hodges, steps on first, the throw and the tag, and he's out. And that's the double play the hard way. That's the 3rd double play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Gil Hodges, that ball was just inside the line in fair territory, right at the bag. He moved in 2 steps, scooped the ball up, stepped on first, and of course, stepping on first took the force off at second to throw. To Pee Wee Reese was in plenty of time, and he had plenty of time to tag the runner coming over McDougall. So the 3rd double play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And 2 out, nobody on. The batter's Yogi Berra. The pitch to Yogi, a fastball low and outside for ball 1. The Dodgers are giving their fans plenty to root for today. Here's a swing and a miss by Yogi Berra on a fastball. The Dodgers lead 1-0. We're in the last half of the 4th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for Brooklyn. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Yankees. Next pitch, a changeup, lined into left center field, and it drops in there for a base hit. Billy Lowe's tried to let up on Yogi Berra, and Berra popped it into left center field. That's the 4th hit. And while we wait for Joe Collins to step in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. First pitch to Collins, a curveball breaking low and inside for ball 1. Yogi Berra on at first. The outfield is pulled around to the right. Deep in right field is Carl Frillo, 2 steps away from the edge of the wall. In right center, Duke Snyder. Lowe's delivers a curveball that breaks inside for ball 2. 2-0. He comes down to the lower part of the mound, near the edge of the grass, takes the throw from Roy Campanella, goes back for a little rosin. Jackie Robinson is shaded over near the regular shortstop spot, playing about 3 steps off the edge of the infield grass. Manager Walt Alston moves him back 4 steps. Reese shaded over towards second. There's a curve that breaks inside and low for ball 3. 3-0 to Joe Collins. Pee Wee Reese now moves in a few steps. The captain of the Dodgers shouts something over to his pitcher, Billy Lowe's. Lowe's has not walked a batter. He looks into Roy Campanella. Berra with a 2-step lead away. The pitch is outside, ball 4. And Collins gets the first walk, and the Yankees have runners at second and first, 2 out. Jackie Robinson moves in from third base to have a chat with his pitcher. Yogi Berra on at second. Joe Collins on at first, and it brings up Elston Howard. Howard struck out in the second inning. Elston had 1 for 3 in yesterday's game, a rifle shot into the left field stands for a 2-run home run. 2 out, 2 on, and Billy Lowe's in a real jam now looks into Roy Campanella. And the pitch is on its way, a curveball that catches the outside corner, strike 1. Don Besson working in the Brooklyn bullpen as manager Walt Alston looks from the top step of the dugout out to watch his young pitcher. Lowe's delivers. There's a line drive in the left field. Yogi Berra makes the turn at third. Here's Gilliam making a throw to the plate. The ball's coming in. It is taken too late. And Berra steps on the plate for the tying run. So the Yankees tie it up as Elston Howard comes through with a single into left field. At second base for New York now is Joe Collins. Elston Howard is on first. We have 2 out, and the batter's Billy Martin. That is hit number 5, given up by Billy Lowe's. We're in the last half of the 4th inning. The score tied at 1 run. Here's the pitch to Martin. He checks his swing on a curveball, but catches the outside corner, strike 1 call. Lowe's has a great curve. The outfield playing straight away. Left side of the infield playing back. Collins leads away from second. Howard from first. The curveball sweeps way outside, 1-1. Roy Campanella going far to his right. The wind blowing in from left center field in the direction of first base. Lowe's looking in. He's in trouble. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball hit down by Pee Wee Reese on the left field. Collins making the turn at third. Coming on to the plate, Gilliam holds the ball and runs it back in. And the Yankees break out on top, 2-1. Billy Martin with a sharply hit ground ball. Pee Wee Reese broke to his right, dove for it, but couldn't get it. And now manager Walt Alston comes out of the Dodger dugout. The Yankees have runners on at second and first with 2 out. And they have taken a 2-1 lead. Walt Alston, the manager of the Dodgers, standing out there on the mound talking to Billy Lowe's, his pitcher, and Roy Campanella, his catcher. Jackie Robinson standing halfway between the mound and third, and they're going to leave Lowe's in. Jackie Robinson moves over near the mound now to shout some encouragement over to young Billy Lowe's. And the Yankees may send up a pinch hitter for Phil Rizzuto. In yesterday's ball game, Eddie Robinson came up to swing for Rizzuto. Billy Martin was on third, and Martin tried to steal home. Casey Stengel, up there on the top step of the dugout, is a master tactician, and he's always looking out to see what he's going to do, and the ball players are always turning to him. You know, Casey's players have a lot of respect for him, so they go along with him when he says to look sharp and feel sharp, you've got to be clean shaved. When Casey says that, he means shaved with the Gillette Super Speed Razor. Eddie Robinson is going to bat for Phil Rizzuto. So in the fourth inning, Eddie Robinson, a big left-hand swinger, comes up to bat for Phil Rizzuto with 2 out and 2 on, and the Yankees leading 2-1. Robinson in the regular season was in 88 games with 173 times at bat. He batted .208. Billy Lowe is now pitching to the left-hander. Delivers a pitch that hits Robinson in the back, and the bases are loaded. So it looks like Eddie Robinson is not going to get a chance to take a stroke at that ball. Yesterday, his possibilities of swinging were eliminated by Martin trying to steal the plate. And here today, he's hit by a pitch. Jackie Robinson moves over to talk to Billy Lowe again. The Yankees have the bases loaded. And 2 men out. Elston Howard is on at third. Billy Martin is on at second. Eddie Robinson is on at first. And he is the second Yankee to be hit by Billy Lowe today. He hit Berra. Jerry Coleman is coming on to run for Robinson. And Coleman will undoubtedly remain in the ball game at shortstop. Tommy Byrne is the batter. He hit into a double play in the third inning. And he comes up here in the last half of the fourth inning. The Yankees leading 2-1 with the bases loaded. First pitch to Tommy Byrne is a curveball that breaks inside for ball 1. Jackie Robinson in close at third with the left-hand batter up. The right side of the infield is deep. The outfield shaded around to the right. Howard at third. Martin at second. There's a swing and a smash right back over second base. And here is 1 run coming in. Billy Martin coming to the plate, and the Yankees have gone ahead 4-1. So Byrne flashes a 2-run single over the pitcher's head out over second base, and the Yankees have broken the ball game wide open. And they now lead 4-1. That's the 7th hit off Billy Lowe, and Walt Olson, the manager of the Dodgers, comes out again. And this time, he signifies that he is going to bring in a new pitcher. Byrne slashed that ball right back over the top of the head of Billy Lowe. And so a single by Byrne brings 2 more runs in, and the Yankees have 4 runs from 7 hits, no errors. The Brooklyn Dodgers have 1 run from 2 hits and 1 error. Don Besson, who worked in yesterday's ball game, is making the long walk in from the bullpen. Besson worked 1 1/3 innings yesterday, gave up no hits and no runs. So, Billy Lowe worked 3 2/3 innings. He is charged with 4 runs. He gave up 7 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 5. And he hit 2 batsmen. And he leaves 2 men on base. Jerry Coleman, who is running for Robinson on at second, and Tommy Byrne, the pitcher, who will be at first. And the Dodgers now find themselves trailing by 3 runs. However, it is very early in the ball game. Only the last half of the 4th inning. Billy Lowe is now leaving, and coming on is Don Besson. Besson is also a right-hander. And in the regular season, Don was in 24 ball games, started 2, completing 1. He worked 63 and 1/3 innings. He gave up 51 hits. He gave up 19 runs and 21 bases on balls, struck out 29. And his one-loss record during the 1955 campaign in the National League was 8-1. He's now taking his warm-up throws to Roy Campanella. Tommy Byrne, with a jacket on, moves on to first base. Jerry Coleman standing at second watching, and Pee Wee Reese moves over to have a chat with Jackie Robinson. Roy Campanella decides that that ball is not to Besson's liking, so they throw it out. So Don Besson, the right-hander, is just about ready, and Bob Serve, who came on to play right field and move into center field for the right fielder Hank Bauer, taking over Bauer's position in the batting order, the leadoff spot, steps in. He struck out against Billy Lowe. He's a right-hand batter. Besson looks in to get his sign. The runners lead away. Coleman at second, Byrne at first. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a ground ball to the right side. Don Zimmer in with it, makes the throw to Hodges at first, and the side is retired. So in the 4th inning, the Yankees send 9 men up there, and the Yankees come up with 4 runs from 5 hits. There were no errors, and 2 men were left on base. And at the end of 4 full innings of play, the score, New York Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers 1. Jerry Coleman has gone out to play shortstop, replacing Phil Rizzuto. And the Brooklyn Dodgers now trail by 3 runs. Will send up Jackie Robinson to try and do something about that 3-run deficit here in the top of the 5th inning. Robinson has been up 1 time today, and he popped out to the shortstop, and Phil Rizzuto, who was then playing at short for the Yankees, went deep into left center field, made a football catch as Norn and Howard, who was then in left field, came on. So let's check the Yankee alignment for you. Norn's in left, Serves in center, Howard's in right, McDougal at third, Coleman is now at shortstop, Billy Martin at second base, Collins at first, Tommy Byrne on the mound. And the first pitch to Jackie Robinson is a fastball, strike 1 call. The Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers 1, top of the 5th inning. Byrne is ready. Delivers a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2 call. Wind is still blowing in from left center field in the direction of first base. Tommy Byrne ready to work with the 2-strike pitch to Jackie Robinson. Let up curveball. He tries to hold up, fouls it along the first base line, rolling over near Jake Fiddler. Joe Collins backhands it, throws it over to Tommy Byrne. So the count is 2 strikes. New York leading 4-1 with 7 hits. They've committed no errors. The Dodgers have but 2 hits off Tommy Byrne. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. He's ready now, pitching to Jackie Robinson, and it's a curveball that breaks a little low and inside for a ball. 1-2. Robinson holding that bat right up the back of his right ear. Holds it high away from his head now. Takes a fastball that's just inside for ball 2. 2-2. Jackie, as the pitcher is getting ready to deliver, holds the bat almost on his right shoulder, and then as the arm starts, Jackie moves his arms up with the bat, holds it up over his head. 2-2 pitch is a curve inside and low for ball 3. So the count is run full, 3-2. To the first man up for the Brooklyn Dodgers in the top of the 5th, Jackie Robinson. Don Zimmer on deck. The outfield playing straight away. Byrne reads his sign from Yogi Berra. The left side of the infield playing deep, and he delivers the payoff pitch, and it is a ball 4. Jackie Robinson walks down to first base, and that is the 3rd walk given up by Tommy Byrne. So the Dodgers have a runner on at first. Don Zimmer, right-hand batter, wearing number 23. Stockily built, about 5'10". Bent at the waist, holds that bat, choked about 2 inches at the end of the handle, bends his knees a little bit. The Yankees move Bob Cerv over a few steps in left center field. Jackie Robinson jumps off to a 2-step lead. There's a swing and a line drive in the left field. It's in it for a base hit. Robinson makes the turn at second, but holds as Norn makes a throw back to second. And that was quite a throw. Irv Norn coming up with an old trick, I think, that used to be one of Mel Ott's favorites. Looking to a base and throwing to another. So the Dodgers have the old pot boiling as they have a runner on at second and first. Nobody out. And Frank Kellert is coming up to bat for the pitcher, Don Besson. Kellert made an appearance yesterday, and he was at bat when Jackie Robinson stole home. Frank Kellert, right-hand batter, tall, slender. He steps in, and the Dodgers have 2 men on with nobody out, and the score is New York 4, Brooklyn 1. 3 hits off Tommy Byrne. Jackie Robinson on at second. Zimmer's on at first. The left side of the infield for the Yankees has Gil McDougal, a third baseman, in a few steps. Here's the first pitch, a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. And the hopes and the hearts of the Brooklyn fans beat a little quicker. There is no noticeable activity in the bullpen of the Yankees. The pitch is a curve outside for ball 2. 2-0. Jerry Coleman moves in from the shortstop position to have a chat with his pitcher, Tommy Byrne. Billy Martin moves over, standing by second base. Coleman may be exchanging many pleasantries of the day. Now he moves back to his position. Kellert, waiting patiently in the right-hand batter's box, stands deep, swings from a closed stance, bends slightly at the waist, holds the bat right on the end. The runners lead away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to the left side. In for it is Jerry Coleman. Throws it over to Martin for 1. A throw to first, a double play. That one went 6-4-3, and Jerry Coleman got rid of that baseball like he just grabbed a hot potato. Over to Martin, and Marvin with the pivot. Over to first to Joe Collins. And the Yankees come up with their first double play of the day. Jackie Robinson moves over to third. So we have 2 out. Runner at third base, Jackie Robinson, and the batter's Junior Gilliam. Gilliam has struck out and flied to left field. The outfield playing him straight away. Byrne, the left-hander, delivers. There's a curveball that breaks low for ball 1. Robinson stole home against Whitey Ford, and I presume Tommy Byrne's thinking of that now. Robinson comes up along the line a few steps. There's a swing and a ground ball to the left side. Through for a base hit. And here comes Jackie Robinson with the second run of the ball game for the Dodgers, as Gilliam comes through with his first hit in the series. A single into left field, driving in Jackie Robinson, and the score is now 4-2, with Tommy Byrne giving up his fourth hit. So the Dodgers have a runner on at first base in Junior Gilliam, Pee Wee Reese. Here's the batter. Pee Wee had a double in the fourth. He flied to right field in the first inning. He's 1 for 2 today. Had 1 for 5 yesterday. Outfield straight away. Tommy Byrne checks Gilliam at first, delivers to Reese a curveball. It's over for a strike. Byrne working just a little more carefully now. Collins holding to the inside against Gilliam. Next pitch to Reese. He swings, hits a fly ball in right field. It's going to go out of play in the lower deck, back about 30 or 40 rows. So the count to the captain of the Dodgers is 2 strikes. And Gilliam, who wears his trousers up high around his knees, comes back and stands along with Joe Collins at first base. 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on, and the score is now New York Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers 2, and we are in the top of the 5th inning. Gilliam jumps off to a 2-step lead. Collins waiting there as Byrne looks in to read his sign, takes his stretch, looks to Gilliam, delivers, and it's a curveball. It breaks high and outside. 1-2. Byrne walking very slowly back up to the top of the hill. Pops that ball into his glove a few times. Now toes the rubber, looks into Yogi Berra. The outfield straight away. Takes his stretch, looks to Gilliam, delivers, and the 1-2 pitch is fouled back as Pee Wee Reese tried to duck out of the way. And a nice catch made by a fan back of the box seats there in the mezzanine. Pee Wee Reese is still very much alive with a 1-2 count. And the Dodgers have trimmed the Yankee 3-run lead by 1. It's now 4-2. New York leading. Byrne very quietly looking into Yogi Berra. Once again, Gilliam with a little action moves away from first. The pitch to Reese is a curve over for a strike 3 call. And that was a beauty. Tommy Byrne racks up his 3rd strikeout of the ball game, and for the Dodgers in the 5th inning, they get 1 run from 2 hits. They had no errors, and they left 1 man on base. So at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the score is New York Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers 2. And now to carry along on our Gillette coverage of the World Series, it is a real pleasure for me to turn our microphone over to a voice familiar to many across the nation, Al Helfer.
Well, thank you, Bob, and hi, everybody. Making his first World Series appearance for the Brooklyn Dodgers, left-hander Carl Spooner comes on now to try his luck. And before he gets started here in the last half of the 5th inning pitching Gil McDougald, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Carl Spooner out on the mound for the Brooklyn Dodgers, getting ready now to face Gil McDougald. The left-hander pitched in 29 ball games for the Dodgers this year. He started 14 of those ball games and completed 2. He came in several times in relief. As far as saving ball games concerned, he saved 2 and had an 8-6 record for the year. It's a little disappointing for Carl, to quote him personally, but he said he had found several things this year that he knew had been bothering him. So Carl Spooner is on. And it's he picking up the pitching burden for the Brooklyn Dodgers. As we go into the last half of inning number 5, it's a 4-2 ball game. The Yankees leading the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Yankees 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Brooklyn 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error.
2 hits. They had no errors, and they left 1 man on base. So at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the score is New York Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers 2. And now to carry along on our Gillette coverage of the World Series, it is a real pleasure for me to turn our microphone over to a voice familiar to many across the nation, Al Helfer.
Well, thank you, Bob, and hi, everybody. Making his first World Series appearance for the Brooklyn Dodgers, left-hander Carl Spooner comes on now to try his luck. And before he gets started here in the last half of the fifth inning pitching Gil McDougald, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Carl Spooner out on the mound for the Brooklyn Dodgers, getting ready now to face Gil McDougald. The left-hander pitched in 29 ball games for the Dodgers this year. He started 14 of those ball games and completed 2. He came in several times in relief. As far as saving ball games concerned, he saved 2 and had an 8-6 record for the year. It's a little disappointing for Carl, to quote him personally, but he said he had found several things this year that he knew had been bothering him. So Carl Spooner is on, and it's he picking up the pitching burden for the Brooklyn Dodgers. As we go into the last half of inning number 5, it's a 4-2 ball game. The Yankees leading the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Yankees 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Brooklyn 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Gil McDougald struck out in the first inning, and the ensuing double play was the first one the Brooklyn Dodgers were able to pick up when Campanella fired down to get the runner, Hank Bauer, at that time in the ball game. McDougald came along then in the fourth inning and wrapped a single to right field. Spooner's first pitch is a fast curve that streaks over to knees for a right-hand hitter for strike 1. So it's Carl Spooner on the mound now for Brooklyn. Behind the plate, Roy Campanella. Hodges, Zimmer, Reese, Robinson, the infield. Spooner kicks and throws what looks like a screwball, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jim Gilliam remains in left field for Brooklyn. Center field, Duke Snyder. Right field, Carl Furillo. The shadows are starting to fall here over the first base side of the playing diamond at Yankee Stadium. Fastball, Gil reaches for it and hits a high fly ball deep in the right field side. It's curving foul and goes into the seats. That sort of buzzed the fans here for a few minutes. McDougald wandering back now to the plate. McDougald will be followed by Noren and then by Yogi Berra. Up until the fourth inning, the great weapon for the Brooklyn Dodgers was the double play. They manufactured 3 of them behind the pitching of Billy Lowe's. And then when 2 were out in the fourth inning, the roof sort of caved in on the young right-hander. He was touched for 4 runs in the fourth inning. Spooner throws a big curveball, and it's in there nicely for called strike 3. So that's all for McDougald as he moves off. For Spooner, that's his first strikeout. Facing his first man. 1 out, and Irv Noren comes up. Irv sent a fly ball to center field in the first inning to close out the Yankees' chances. And then came along in the fourth and hit into a fast Hodges to Reese double play. Left-hand hitter. Batting 0 for 2 this afternoon. Left side of the infield comes up a step or 2. Right side playing deep. Pulled to the line. Spooner's curveball is good at the knees. That's strike 1. In yesterday's ball game, Irv Noren went 0 for 4 and cracked into 2 double plays. He's hit into 1 of them today. Standing with an overly close stance at the plate, Spooner takes his time, then throws that sneaky fastball, and it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Irv Noren. He moved over to left field in the third inning when Hank Bauer pulled a leg muscle, had to leave the ball game. Spooner's curveball snaps off way outside and low. That's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. For Irv Noren, you would expect they would be playing him as a pull hitter to right field, but it's just the opposite. They play him as punching into left, give him a lot of right field line. Spooner's curveball was taken. Irv started to go for it and checked his swing. Donald Pan gave him the benefit of the doubt. So the count is 3 balls and 1 strike on Irv Noren. 1 out, the base is empty. Last half of the fifth inning, the Yankees lead in this second game of the World Series 4-2. They won yesterday's ball game 6-5 in a thriller. Now Spooner ready. Comes down 3-1 with a fastball. It's way outside and gets back to the screen. Irv Noren is chasing down to first base. There's Campanella picking up, but Irv Noren on ball 4 is going to hold right on at first base. McDougald was called out on strikes. Irv Noren has walked. That's the second base on balls picked up here this afternoon by the Yankees. That brings up Yogi Berra. The Oak was hit by a pitch in the second inning, and in the fourth inning, placed a single to left center field. He was moved around on a walk to Collins, and then the single by Howard to score a run. Yogi 1 for 1 this afternoon. Turns around and says something to Joe Collins, who is in the on-deck batting circle. 1 out, 1 on, last half of the 5th inning, and the pressure starts to mount again here at the Yankee Stadium as Carl Spooner checks his runner, delivers the plate a soft curve, and it's in there at the waist for a strike. The outfield, however, for Yogi Berra does span around the right and play him deep. Hodges holds the inside corner on Irv Noren. Down comes the pitch. Yogi takes a curve. It snaps off outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Zimmer, the Dodger second baseman, in the hole between first and second. Pulled over a step or two towards second. Down comes the pitch. Curveball, reached for and hit back off second base out into left center field for a base hit. Irv Noren is going to try to beat Gilliam Shore to third. Robinson has the ball, puts it on the sliding Noren, and he's out. Yogi Berra, a single into left center field. Irv Noren makes it to second base on that single to left center and is thrown out by Jim Gilliam, the left fielder, to Jackie Robinson, the third baseman, covering at the hot corner. So that's the first hit of Carl Spooner, but it ultimately results in the second out. The batter coming up now is Joe Collins. The Yankee first baseman Collins struck out in the second inning and walked in the 4th. He's 0 for 1. One thing you can say about Brooklyn this afternoon, they've given their pitchers some pretty good support. Coming up with double plays, coming up with the play that just happened. Curveball to Collins is low for ball 1. The Yankees actually had their hammers out in the 4th inning, when after 2 were out, Berra singled, Collins walked, Howard singled, Martin singled. Curveball swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on left-hand batting Collins. Then when Robinson, in the 4th inning, batted for Rizzuto and was hit with a pitch Coleman ran for him, Byrne came along and singled a pair of runs in, and serve ended out the 4th inning. Ground ball to the right side to Zimmer. Fastball reached for and punched foul. Back to the screen, just up over our Gillette microphones. So Collins' count now is a ball and 2 strikes. Last half of inning number 5, 2 down. Berra at first base. Left-hander Carl Spooner getting his World Series baptismal here this afternoon. Young fellow checks his runner at first. Comes down to the plate to Collins with a fastball laid under the chin for a shave, and that's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The outfield for Collins. Playing around to right and deep. Carl Furillo back almost on the red cinder track. In right field. Berra wanders away from first. Down comes the pitch. A slow curve is outside to Collins. Now we have a full count of 3 and 2. If Collins should get on, Dustin Howard, who moved over to right field in the 3rd inning, will be the batsman for the Yankees. 4-2. Favor of New York. Bill Dickey coaching behind first. Talking it up big with Yogi Berra. Frank Corsetti waiting over at 3rd. Spooner delivers, fastball swung on and popped foul. This one will come back to the screen, just off to our right. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow, it's figured that Bullet Bob Turley will open things for the Yankees at Ebbets Field. He'll go against either Padres or Erskine. Johnny's sitting out there in the Brooklyn bullpen, or was a few minutes ago. He may be used today. Spooner ready, and the pitch is swung on and missed as Yogi breaks. That's strike 3, so that's all. Collins goes down swinging. So in the 5th inning, no runs for the Yankees. They had 1 base hit. Yogi Berra a single into left center field. 1 man, Yogi Berra, was left on at first base. So the Yankees now have stranded 4 and going to bat 5 times. And the score at the end of 5 full innings of play here, the 2nd game of the 55 World Series. The Yankees 4, the Dodgers have 2. Now we move into the top half of the 6th inning, and the first man up for the Brooklyn Dodgers will be Duke Snider. He He's had one base hit today, and that base hit rifled into right field behind Reese's double, which came in the fourth inning. Got in one of the two Brooklyn runs. Snyder flied to right the first inning to retire the side. So Tommy Byrne comes back to the mound now for the Yankees, leading 4-2 over Brooklyn. Snyder, Campanella, and Ferrillo coming up in that order. Byrne signifies he's ready. Let's check the Yankee infield and outfield for you. On the mound is Tommy Byrne for the Yankees. Behind the plate is Yogi Berra. Joe Collins at first, Billy Martin at second. Jerry Coleman is at shortstop. At third is Gil McDougall. Out in left field is Irv Noren. Bob Serve is in center. Elston Howard is in right. Now the plate umpire, Lee Ballanfan, is called for the batter, and Duke Snyder, kicking him out of his spikes, comes up to the plate. Duke hit a tremendous wallop here yesterday up into the third tier behind right field for his 6th home run in World Series play to establish a new record for a National League batsman. Swings on his pitch and doesn't get it. Strike one. Snyder with that overly closed stance, right foot forward to the plate. Byrne throws him the fastball, and Snyder cuts, misses this one. That's strike two. Byrne ready for the 0-2 delivery. Whistles it in there, and Snyder after it hits a bounding ball to the right side. Martin along the rim of the grass and right picks up, throws to first in time, and that's all for Snyder. One up, one down in the top of the 6th inning. Roy Campanella yesterday went 0 for 5. Today, Campanella is 0 for 1. His last time up came in the 4th inning, and he was walked. One of the 3 bases on balls given up by Tommy Byrne, who has been pretty stubborn here this afternoon. So Campanella is looking for his first series hit in 1955. Byrne ready. Pumps one time and delivers. And Cappy watches a fastball miss outside for ball one. Byrne checks around at third to see where McDougall is playing. And Gill is deep behind third, pulled down close to the line. Now he moves up a step. Fastball is over at the knees on the outside corner. Right-hand batting Campanella has a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. The wind has died down to practically nothing right now. Byrne delivers a soft curveball, and Cappy after it, topsy swing and hits a slow roller in foul territory off to the left of the plate. There's no question as to what was in Cappy's mind that time was to get a hold of it, drive it as long, far, and deep as he could. Just leaned back and swung at that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The base is empty, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. That Safety Razor Company very happy to be sending the action to you from the Yankee Stadium in New York City. Byrne delivers 1 and 2, and Cappy, after a slow curveball, hits it foul off the third baseline. Count holds on Roy at a ball and 2 strikes. The spectator down along the third baseline couldn't lean far enough over the lower railing to get that ball. So third base umpire Bill Summers finally came on and got it. Now we're ready to resume the action. Cappy leaning over. Byrne delivers 1 and 2, and Cappy after it hits a fly ball to right field. Elston Howard has the range, whacks the mitt, takes the ball, and we have a second out. 2 down, top of the 6th inning. So far here in the 6th, Byrne has been able to silence the Dodger big guns. Carl Ferrillo, who was the hitting star for Brooklyn yesterday, or at least one of them, sort of had a first mortgage on Whitey Ford. Got a home run and a couple of singles from Whitey. Today, Ferrillo has walked and has flied the left. He walked in the 2nd and flied the left to commit the 2nd out in the 4th inning. Byrne delivers him a soft curve, and Ferrillo after it pops it up over near first base. Getting under it is Collins. Makes the catch, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down as the Dodgers go quietly here in the 6th inning. Nothing across. That's the 3rd inning in which they have popped up that way. And to score at the end of 5.5 innings of play remains the Yankees 4, and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 2. Now the last half of inning number 6. Elston Howard, facing Carl Spooner, takes a fastball high for ball 1. Howard to be followed by Martin and then by Jerry Coleman, who will be coming up for his first at-bat. Spooner in his second inning of relief delivers. Curveball is swung on, hit on one hop to third. Robinson plays it flawlessly, fires to first base, and that's all for Howard. One away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees leading it 4-2. Billy Martin has a run batted in today. Cracked a single to left field. Back in the 4th inning, drove in Collins. Struck out in the 2nd inning. Right-hand hitter leaning over the plate. Spooner tries the overhand fastball, misses outside with it for ball 1. Cappy pops him in as a target, and Spooner works. Soft curve, swung and a miss for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One thing about Spooner, he gives you everything with just about the same motion. He's an easy working left-hander who throws a lot faster than you think. Great big curveball is high and outside. Martin's count is 2-1. He's the kind of guy the fellows around the trade call sneaky fast. 2-1 delivery now on Martin. It's a curveball. It swung on and popped up off the first baseline. That's going to fade back to the crowd and go out of play. Right back at the Yankee dugout. Down on Billy Martin is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, last half of the 6th inning. The base is empty. The Yankees lead it 4-2. This burn has been rough when he's had to be. Martin pumping that bat back and forth. That's quite a spark plug, this fella. Spooner ready. The 2-2 pitch is made to the plate. It's high and outside for ball 3. Spooner, a check of his outfield. Rubbing up the ball in the palms of his hands. Now slips the mitt and is ready to go. Fant looking down at the shoulder of Campanella. Spooner pitches, 3-2, and it's swung on. There's a high pop foul coming back to the screen. That's going to drop to the screen. Count holds on Martin at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, last half of the 6th. The bases are empty, and the Yankees are leading 4-2 in the second game of the series. Tomorrow, these two teams move over to Ebbets Field, open at the same time as we opened here yesterday and today. Martin swings on a fastball and doesn't get it. That's strike 3. So twice Billy Martin has been struck out. Spooner is all set now to work to Coleman. Fires away. Let a fastball is high and outside. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Counting up Spooner's strikeouts, he got McDougal in the 5th inning on a called strike and struck out Collins and struck out Martin. He has 3 strikeouts. I want to give him all the credit. Fastball inside off the fist to Coleman, backs him off, and he takes ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Spooner tries again, drills this one through, right at the waist. 2 balls, 1 strike on right-handed batting Jerry Coleman. Coleman played in yesterday's ball game. He's up at bat 1 time and got no hits. Swings on a fastball and misses for strike 2. Jerry went after one right under the letters. 2 outs for the Yankees here in the 6th inning. They have no base runners, and they're leading the game 4-2. Spooner again gets his sign from Cappy. Works 2-2 to the plate. Fastball swung on. Foul tip. Campanella holds it. That's strike 3. So Carl Spooner comes out and spreads that strikeout stuff around. That's his 4th one. Here in the 6th, the Yankees go down with nothing across. Score at the end of 6 full innings of play now. The Yankees 4. And the Brooklyn Dodgers have 2. Tommy Byrne comes out now to work the top half of the 7th inning. He'll face Hodges, Robinson, and Zimmer in that order. Your totals at the end of 6 innings for the now leading Yankees: 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Pitchers in the ball game for Brooklyn have been Lowe's, going 3 2/3 innings. Don Besson pitching 1/3 of the 4th inning, and Carl Spooner on since that time. And he's been pretty rough. Speaking about being rough, this guy, 35-year-old left-hander Tommy Byrne, has been real rough here this afternoon, too. Giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. Gil Hodges moving up to the plate. He's 0 for 2, a fly ball to right, and a well-hit fly ball to left field. Gil, the right-hand batter, closed stance, leans over. Byrne tries his fast curveball, and it's high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Gil Hodges. Byrne will throw you all that change-up stuff, set you up with it, and then hand you the fastball. The 1-0 pitch. There's the fastball. It's low. That's ball 2. Byrne standing out there now in the shadows of the light tower up back to first base. Makes a lot of shade work. Goes pitch to the plate. It misses outside and low for ball 3. So the count on Hodges now is 3-0. And in the late stages, Casey Stengel may be having someone warm up down in the Yankee bullpen. We'll try to check it for you. It's out of our sight, way down behind right field, back in a runway chute. Byrne delivers 3-0, high for ball 4. Byrne passing his 4th man this afternoon. Jackie Robinson will become the batsman. Jackie himself walked back in the 5th inning. He was robbed of a base hit on a very well-played ball by Phil Rizzuto going back in left center field. And as Bob told you, Phil stayed away from it until the very last minute. When he saw the left and center fielders weren't going to be able to get in there in time, he just reached out and took it. Still gets around, that fella. Robinson 0 for 1. Right-hand batter who tripled up the left center field alley in yesterday's ball game. Byrne throws him a curve and snaps it in right off the fist, nicely for a called strike. See some of the Dodger followers here at the Yankee Stadium starting the round of applause, trying to get a little fire lit under the Dodgers. Byrne delivers. Jackie Robinson trying to bunt for a base hit, fouls it off. Who's trying to push that up the right side? No balls and 2 strikes. Ball club behind. He wasn't trying to simply get Gil Hodges down to second. He's trying to get on. Strike 2, the count on Jackie. Collins continues to hold the inside corner on Hodges at first base. Yogi Berra stomps back behind the plate now. Will settle down to bump the side for Tommy Byrne. Outfield fan around the left. And playing Robinson deep. That wind starting to kick up again, too, from behind left field. Now Byrne is ready. His 0-2 delivery after he checks Hodges. Throws to the plate. Robinson reaches for an outside pitch and hits a fly ball to right field. Coming on is Elston Howard. It's an easy chance for him, and he's got it. Hodges holding on at first base. And Don Zimmer comes up to the plate. The 5th inning, Zimmer singled in the left field. He was called out on strikes in the 3rd, so in this game he's 1 for 2. Yesterday, Zim had a pair of runs batted in. 1 base hit and a sacrifice fly to deep center field. Byrne tries a curve on him, and Zim's after it and doesn't get it. Zimmer hitting right-handed. 1 out, 1 on, top half of the 7th inning. The Yankees lead it 4-2. Have twice as many runs and twice as many hits. Slow curve. Zimmer lays off it, takes it low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees 4 runs on 8 hits. The Dodgers 2 runs on 4 hits. Zimmer moving a little farther forward at home plate now with an overly closed stance. Hodges with one away takes a short lead at first. Collins holds him. Curveball to Zimmer is outside. Berra bluffs the throw to first, and Hodges comes back quickly. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count on second baseman, Don Zimmer. Byrne monkeying around. Now comes up top of the hill and gets himself set. Hodges waiting for him to go into his position. Takes his lead. Pitch is made to the plate and swung on and missed by Zimmer for strike 2. Byrne pulled a string on Zimmer that time. Had Don going for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the game wears on, Byrne seems to be pacing himself more deliberately. Left-hander's ready. Hodges again strides away from first. Here's the pitch to Zimmer. It's swung on. A dribbler off the third base side kicks something and hits into the dugout of the Dodgers. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yogi Berra gets a new ball from plate umpire Ballantyne. Fires it out to the mound. Old number 23 out there. Rubs it around, gets it ready. Byrne's still rubbing the ball. Trying to crease a few wrinkles into it. Visit the rosin bag, and Tom's ready. Don Zimmer at the plate, waiting for the 2-2 delivery. At first base is Gil Hodges. They have 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. 4-2 the Yankees. Pitch is outside. A curveball just seemed to hang shoulder high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Let's see what Hodges is doing. He's on the move. The pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. There goes the throw down to Martin, and the tag is made to get Hodges for the double play. So the Yankees come up with their second double play of the afternoon. Don Zimmer strikes out. Yogi Berra's peg down to Billy Martin to get a pair. Oh, in the 7th inning for Brooklyn, despite the walk, nobody left on. There were no runs, there were no hits, there were no errors. So the score at the end of 6.5 innings of play remains the Yankees 4, the Dodgers have 2. Just about 1,000 more folks are looking on here this afternoon and witnessed yesterday's opener as Tommy Byrne comes to bat for the Yankees in the 7th inning. Our paid attendance here this afternoon, 64,707. Yesterday it was 63,896. At a total of 128,576. Tommy Byrne, who hit a 2-run single up the middle in the 4th inning. He's up there now, and Spooner feeds him a curveball, and Burns after it and doesn't get it. That's strike 1. Byrne cracked into a double play in the 3rd and then hit his single in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2. 4-2 in favor of the Yankees as we go to the last half of the 7th inning. Spooner delivers. Byrne takes too much of a cut at it, and it's called against him. No balls, 2 strikes. Tommy tried to check his swing, and the left-hand batter spun all the way around, trying to hold the bat. Now Spooner comes down with his 0-2 delivery to Byrne. Soft curveball. It's bounced off the rubber of home plate back toward the mound. Spooner says he'll take it. He does. Fires to first, and what a throw he made. Just in time to get Byrne by half strike. That guy Spooner can really throw that ball. That time there was no easy motion. Spooner just reared back and fired it. Now we have the first out here in the last half of the 7th inning. The batter is Bob Cerv. Spooner sets, delivers to Bob. Pitch is swung on a miss for a strike. There's that sneaky fastman. Bob Cerv came on in the 3rd inning to play in center field. been up a pair of times, struck out, and has bounced out to the right side. Spooner's fast pitch is laid through at the knees for strike two. As soon as we find out what happens with Bob's serve, we'll be able to identify the stations around the network. So hold tight, fellas. No balls, two strikes. A count on right-hand batting Bob's serve. Guys, muscles have muscles. Spooner delivers to him. The pitch is swung out. Head on one hop to deep short. Reese off to his right. Up with it. Throws over to first in time. And serve is out. Nice play by Reese. So before McDougald comes up there, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
This is WGN Radio, Chicago, your exclusive World Series station.
Station in New York.
Two down in the last half of the seventh. No base runners. Gil McDougald up there now to face Carl Spooner. Young fella kicks and throws a soft curve in off the chest for ball one. Gil McDougald featured in a double play in the first inning, striking out as the first part of an ensuing double play. Single to right field in the fourth, and then was called out on strikes in the fifth. Spooner works an overhand pitch that slugged foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Gil McDougald. Should Gil get on, Irv Noren will follow. Spooner's done himself quite a job since having come on in the fifth inning. Carl works 1-1. The slow curve swung and missed for strike two. That ball just seemed to hang way outside, and Gil was bound he was going to hit it to right field. Just reached out there and didn't get near it. Shows the importance of a pitcher's motion. Fastball swung and a miss for strike three, and that's all here in the seventh inning. Set him up with a slow curve, fed him the fastball for his fifth strikeout. In the seventh for the Yankees, nothing across. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. But the big highlight in that inning was Carl Spooner's terrific rifle throw across to first base. One of the best arms in the National League, though, belongs to his teammate. And one of the other fine arms in the National League belongs to the Cardinals' third baseman, Ken Boyer. For the eighth inning, we're going to have a pinch batter for Carl Spooner. Don Hoke is coming up to be the batter. Hoke will be followed by Gilliam, the top of the batting order, and then by Reese. Spooner here this afternoon has turned in a fine relief job in pitching fifth, the sixth, and the seventh innings. Gave up one hit. He passed one man and struck out five, and that's just about par for the course. Don Hoke making his first appearance as a World Series batsman. Got into yesterday's ball game, if you recall, as a runner in the eighth inning. Tommy Byrne to face this right-hand hitter. Don Hoke, wide spread eagle stance, stands forward at the plate. Chokes up somewhat on the handle. Byrne left-hands him, and Hoke takes it high and outside. Ball one. Top half of the eighth inning. 4-2 score in favor of the Yankees over Brooklyn. Byrne comes down again. Hoke watches it sail by, and it costs him. That's in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hoke on the regular season was a .240 hitter. Bends at the knees. Takes a look at a curveball that is just above the letters. 2 balls, 1 strike. Byrne takes a sign from Berra, taking plenty of time before he delivers 2-1. Now he comes in with it. Fastball is taken high. 3 balls and 1 strike. We've got activity down in the Brooklyn bullpen behind left field. Looks like Clem Labine, the right-hander, probably will be coming on here to pitch in the last half of the eighth inning. Overhand fastball way inside, almost got Don Hook, but he jackknifed away from it, and he's on with ball 4. So Hope draws a walk to start the 8th inning. That'll be the 5th base on balls given up by Byrne. Jim Gilliam, who has 1 hit and 3 tries here in the 2nd game of the series, coming up to the plate now. He has 1 run driven in. His single to left field in the 5th inning did it. Gilliam, a switch hitter, has been operating against the left-handers, of course, as a right-handed batsman. And he's seen plenty of left-handed pitching in Ford and Byrne. Tomorrow, these Brooklyn Dodgers will probably see Bullet Bob Turley over at Ebbets Field. He'll go against Padres probably, or Erskine. Don Hoke, a pretty good base runner in his own right, steps off at first. Collins holds the inside corner. Gilliam leans over at the plate now, and there's finally ball hit down to Martin. He's up with it, shovels it over to Coleman for 1. Throw to first, double play. So the Dodgers get the lead man on all right. But a double play wipes it out, and that's the 3rd double play here for the Yankees. Boy, that Jerry Coleman can throw that ball. No mistake. Jerry looks a million in that Yankee infield right now. Yes, sir. He's a look-good man anytime, for that matter. Of course, Jerry's a Gillette Super Speed Razor fan, too. Great booster for the clean, lasting shaves he gets. Today, there's a Gillette Super Speed Razor matched to any man's skin and beard. Light, regular, or heavy. One of the 3 razors is exactly right for you. Up to the plate now is Pee Wee Reese. Right-hand hitter takes a curveball low for ball 1. Well, the double play has been quite a factor in this afternoon's ball game. The Yankees have popped up with 3. The Dodgers have popped up with 3. Byrne delivers. Reese hits a foul ball off the first base line to the crowd in the 2nd tier. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yes, sir, it's a pretty hard proposition to get healthy when double plays are popping up right in your face. 4-2 score here, the Yankees trying to pick up the 2nd straight win at the expense of the Brooklyn Dodgers. They won yesterday's ball game, 6-5 affair. Ford getting the win, Grimm in relief for Ford, Newcomb taking the loss. And this afternoon, the Yankees have been leading since the 4th inning. Overhand curveball, and Reese wraps it. There's a line shot into left field, in for a base hit. Noren over, grabs the ball, fires in quickly, and Reese has to come back to first. So you can see the importance of that double play that popped up just a few minutes ago. Hit number 5 off Tommy Byrne, and the Brooklyn Dodger rooters' hopes are resting now on Duke Snyder coming up to the plate. Duke has driven in 1 of the 2 Brooklyn runs. He did that in the 4th inning after Reese had doubled to lead it off. Snyder, with an overly closed stance, waves that bat around like he means business. He's had just 1 hit today and 3 times up. Byrne throws him the fastball, and Snyder swings on it and fouls it off the mask of plate umpire Ballantyne. No balls, 1 strike. Yogi Berra walking a new ball out partway to the mound to Tommy Byrne, flips it to him. Reese has taken a moment to talk with Jake Pittler. Now all hands go to their stations. Count is no balls, 1 strike on Duke Snyder. There are 2 out in the 8th inning. Reese the base runner. Snyder representing the tying run for Brooklyn standing in. Byrne throws him the fastball. Snyder waves at it and doesn't get it. That's strike 2. No question. Duke was going for the timbers. Yogi Berra asks Ballantyne, the plate umpire for time, goes out to talk to Tommy Byrne. Back in right field, Elston Howard is playing back on the red cinder track. He's actually standing back on the cinder track just about 20 yards from the right field line in the corner where it says 296 feet. They figure that if Duke's going to hit it, and hit it with authority, he's going to hit it right smack dab into right field. Billy Martin on the rim of the outfield grass, plugging up the hole between first and second. Collins holding Reese on as much as he can, standing behind first base. He'll move back to his fielding depth when Byrne is ready to pitch. Down comes that pitch to Snyder. It's a crossfire, and it's outside, knee high for ball one. Collins smoothing out dirt behind first. Reese isn't taking too big a lead. Not with two down here in the 8th inning. 4-2 the score, Yankees. Pitch is way inside, backing Snyder off. That's ball two. So the deuces are up on the scoreboard here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A double 2 is up at bat. Duke Snyder, number 4. Byrne climbs up to the top of the hill now and checks his runner, Reese at first base. Looks at Snyder. Down comes the 2-2 pitch. Snyder swings and gets enough of it to foul tip it back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes remaining on Duke Snyder. Count remaining in the ball game right now, 4-2 in favor of the Yankees. Of course, when they move over to Ebbets Field tomorrow, they won't have the spacious ballpark to play in. So it could conceivably make a tremendous difference. Remaining on Duke Snyder. Count remaining in the ball game right now, 4-2 in favor of the Yankees. Of course, when they move over to Ebbets Field tomorrow, they won't have the spacious ballpark to play in. So it could conceivably make a tremendous difference. However, that all remains in the lap of the baseball gods, and we'll have to wait to see what the outcome is going to be. 2-2 pitch to Snyder. Soft curve inside off the chest for ball 3. Reese has those itchy feet down there at first base. He's ready to move. Byrne, just as determined at the mound, he's not going to. Has been working it tough with Snyder. He's got him with a 3-2 count now. Snyder's got to guard it, and Byrne's got to come in with it. So let's see what happens. Byrne has pitched himself quite a ball game today. The old Deacon takes his sign. Berra pops him in as a target. Down comes the pitch. Reese breaks. It's swung on. There's a high pop foul coming back to the screen. That'll be out of play. So the tension mounts. Reese comes walking back slowly. First base. There are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Double play took care of that. After Hook, who batted for Spooner, walked, Gilliam cracked into a fast Mutton to Coleman to Collins double play. Then Reese singled into left field, and he's on at first. Duke Snyder up there trying to give Tommy Byrne fits and vice versa. Tommy to the stretch now. Reese breaks on the 3-2 pitch. Swung on the miss. Strike 3. Byrne got him. 4 strikeout for Byrne, and it was a pretty important one for him to be getting to. No runs, 1 base hit here for the Dodgers in the 8th. 1 man left on. That's the 4th man they've left on here this afternoon. There were no errors. And the score at the end of 7 1/2 innings remains. The New York Yankees 4. The Brooklyn Dodgers have 2. The new pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers will be Clem Labine. Clem came on and finished out yesterday's ball game. Allowed only 1 hit. Came on and pitched in the 8th, and that was it. Clem Labine relieving. Right-hander Clem Labine was 13-5 on the regular season. World Series plays 0-2. He's not the decision pitcher now. He reverts all the way back to Billy Lowe's as it now stands. But Labine is on here to pitch the 8th inning just as he was in yesterday's affair. They first ran up for the Yankees in the last half of the 8th inning. And they're hoping this will be the last time they'll have to go up to bat. Theo Norton, Yogi Berra, and Joe Collins. Levine, the strong-armed right-hander, fires the fastball. The Rhode Islander has it inside. Diniz for ball one. Robinson playing up shallow at third. Levine tries a soft curve. It's lined to second base to Zimmer. Knocks the ball down and then loses it. It goes behind him. Zim went off to his right. Had that ball, but couldn't hold it. Squirted out of his glove, so he'll be charged with his second error this afternoon. So the Dodgers now have a pair of miscues. Score still 4-2. Favor the Yankees, and Yogi Berra, who has been hit for the pitch and has singled twice, is coming up. He's 2 for 2. Leads off at first. Levine delivers a curveball. It stays high up at the peak of the cap. 1 ball and no strikes. Yogi, a left-hand hitter, waves that wagon tongue back and forth. Levine throws him the fastball, and Yogi beats it foul right down into the ground. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valentine takes a look at the ball and it's out of play. Adds Campanella another. Hodges holding the inside corner on Irv Noren here in the 8th inning. No outs, 1 on. The Yankees 4, the Dodgers 2. Levine whirls, throws to first. Noren just turns and steps back on. He's taking a very short lead. Jim Honachek, American League umpire, is there at first to call all plays. Soft curve, misses outside Yogi Berra for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on the 0. Levine checking signs with Campanella. Checks his runner now, Irv Noren. Then delivers. Berra takes a soft curve, laid in there for a strike. 2-2 to Berra. Levine slams the rosin back down right behind pitcher's rubber. Grinds that ball around in his palms. Now he goes to the top of the stretch, checks his runner, delivers. Berra looks, and it's in there for strike 3 call. Oh, Berra is caught looking for the first out here in the 8th inning. Levine hangs up a strikeout. That's the 11th Yankee to be struck out here this afternoon. Joe Collins is the batsman. He's been struck out twice, walked once. Yesterday was a feast. Today so far for Joe, it's been a famine. That is a famine in the getting a base hit department. Curveball laid in there to him under the letters for strike. However, the one time he did become a base runner was in the 4th inning. Picked up a walk. A single to left moved him to second. Then he scored a moment later when Martin singled to left. Now the 0-1 pitch to Collins, a left-hand hitter. But instead, a fire to first base, but not in time to get Nora. Outfield around the right, playing deep. Big hole down the left field line. Pitch is swung on by Collins. There's a high fly ball hitting the straightaway center field, right back over second. Duke Snyder under it and makes the catch. So Noren has to hurry back to first. Out number 2 of the 8th inning, and the batter is Elston Howard. Struck out the second, rifled a single into left field and drove in a run in the 4th inning. And Robinson threw him out on the bounding ball to third in the 6th inning. Howard, the rookie, has made good with a rush for the Yankees this year. Wide spread eagle batsman. The overly close stance. Levine tries his curve and slaps it in there to Diniz for a strike. 0-1 on Elston Howard. 2 down, 1 on here in the 8th inning. Levine sets. Campanella pops the mitt. Down comes the pitch. Curveball, and there's strike 2. Levine twice has given Howard big motion and no speed. As years have worn on for Levine, he's become more cagey. type of delivery. There's that curveball again. This one's hit across the carpet to Reese. He's up with it on the short hop, goes to Zimmer for the force out at second base on Irv Nora. So the error didn't hurt anybody in the 8th inning, other than made Levine pitch a little bit more. In the 8th for the Yankees, no runs. There were no base hits. There was one Brooklyn error charged to Zimmer. One Yankee was left on. They've now stranded 5 and going to bat 8 times. And the score at the end of 8 full innings of play. In the second game of the series, Yankees 4, the Brooklyn Dodgers have 2. It's the top half of the 9th inning, the second game of the 55 World Series. The last call for the Brooklyn Dodgers to pick up 2 runs to tie the ball game, 3 if they are to go ahead. Tommy Byrne, who has been pretty rough here this afternoon, throwing a few warm-up pitches down. He'll face Roy Campanella. Roy's gone hitless in the series so far. As I said a few minutes ago, in 5 times to the plate yesterday, he popped up twice, rolled out once, and flied out twice. And this afternoon, he has fouled out once, he's walked once, and he's flied out once. So he's actually 0 for 7. Campanella to be followed by Perillo, who was yesterday's hitting star with the Brooklyn Dodgers, getting a home run and 2 singles from Whitey Ford. Today he's walked, he's flied out, and he's popped up. Then comes Hodges, who is 0 for 2. So we'll see what we shall see here in the top of the 9th inning. 4-2 the score in favor of the New York Yankees, trying to pick up the 2nd straight win. Oddly enough, the Brooklyn Dodgers have sort of pounded left-handed pitching this year in the National League, but they've sort of run afoul of it here at Yankee Stadium. Curveball to Campanella over the outside corner for strike 1. Roy was walked in the 4th. Curveball to him, swung on and popped up out in the short left center field. Back for it is shortstop Coleman, and gloves it for the first out. Carl Perillo, who walked in the 2nd, flied to left field in the 4th, and walked in the 7th. Correction, popped up to first base in the 6th. Coming up there now. So as we find out what happens with Carl Perillo, we'll be able to duck a quick station break in. Byrne is ready. Comes down to Perillo, and the right-hand hitter takes a curve of the lit-up variety in for a strike. 0-1 on Perillo. Byrne has given only 5 hits today. 1 extra base blow. Reese's double in the 4th inning to right field. Comes down again, and Perillo swings on it, hits a long fly ball to left field. Backing up for it is Irv Nora, reaches up and makes the catch for the 2nd out. And before we have Hodges up, let's quickly pause for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. Now it's down to the very last call for Brooklyn. Gil Hodges coming up there. And when this game ends, everybody stay tuned for our friend Bill Corum. Hear this great student of baseball wrap up the day's play. Tommy Byrne ready. Looks down to Hodges, delivers him a soft curve, and Gil takes it over at the waist for a strike. 2 down, the base is empty. Top half of the 9th inning. Byrne ready. Here's his 0-1 pitch. Curveball, and Gil starts to go for it, then backs off and takes it low inside for ball 1. 4-2, right down to the last wire. The Yankees are leading it. And here's Hodges, the Dodgers' last hope. Byrne ready, delivers 1-2. Curveball is hit foul off the 3rd baseline. Count on Hodges is the ball and 2 strikes. Gil digging in again. Hodges has flied to right, flied to left, and has walked. He walked his last time out. That was in the 7th. Burns ready. His 1-2 pitch to Hodges. Way outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Outfield playing just slightly shaded around the left. The big hole in the outfield actually is in right center. 2-2 delivery by Tommy Byrne. Curve, swung on a miss for strike 3, and Tommy Byrne hangs up his first World Series win. The veteran was really fine here this afternoon, picking up 5 strikeouts. So that's all in the 9th inning. And the final score, the New York Yankees win it. New York Yankees 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Brooklyn Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors.
The story of this game was Tommy Byrne. Wait just a second now while I get a little drink of Al Helfer's soft drink here. Soft, that is, too. And this is Bill Corum talking. Tommy Byrne now lives in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Born, I believe, in Baltimore, and this is his second hitch with the Yankees. They say that left-handed pitchers don't beat the Dodgers, but he did, giving them only 5 hits and winning, as you know, 4-2, and was in command all the way, holding their big hitters completely in check. A masterful job of pitching, a great old pitcher. They call him the old broadcaster because he talks to himself when he pitches. I don't know what talking he was doing out there this afternoon. A little too far for me to hear, but he was doing plenty of pitching. In his first trip with the Yankees, he was so wild that he not only had trouble hitting the plate, he had trouble hitting the stadium, and it's a big stadium. But he's a determined sort of fella, and George Weiss, who always liked him, wouldn't let him get out of the organization. He sent him somewhere, I don't know where, and finally he came back. Of course, the Yankees didn't have him at the end, but they kept good track of him and brought him back from California. Maybe I was thinking of Joe Collins that Weiss sent away and kept hold of. Well, it doesn't matter. The Yankees brought him back this year. He's been a tower of strength, and he won this second game of the series, and now tomorrow Brooklyn goes home for a change of scenery, which they need badly indeed, because never in the history of modern World Series has a team lost the first 2 games and then come on to win the series. Back when they played the best 5 out of 9, that happened, and I think the Giants did it once, but never in a 4 out of 7 series. And of course, Brooklyn is in a desperate straits tonight, and old Casey Stengel, the old master, the intrepid dentist, is sitting in a honey seat, and that's no dentist chair, I assure you. He got by with his left-handers, although Ford was hit hard yesterday, and Byrne today was the master, and now, of course, he's in a wonderful shape, and certainly must force the series back here to the stadium for a finish if Brooklyn can rally in their own field. 2 or 3 times today they did hit long balls that would have been home runs over in Ebbets Field, but they were playing in the Yankee Stadium before another tremendous crowd, 64,707 paid. Billy Lose, contrary-wise to Tommy Byrne, was not very good. At one time, he did strike out the side. Carl Spooner came in and struck out 4 or 5 men, and all the other Dodgers pitched all right. Don Besson to only 1 man. Incidentally, there are a lot of Dons on the Dodgers. Hope, Zimmer, Besson, and maybe some more, but not quite enough dues as this series goes right now. So the real story was Tommy Byrne, and tomorrow it will be Big Bob Turley and Johnny Padres, another left-hander. Turley for the Yankees, of course, and Padres, who will be 23 years old tomorrow, will either get a birthday present or maybe it'll be 23 skidoo, the way the Yankees are going now. They're going very strong. Had a lot of double plays today and played great baseball. Now our thanks to our engineers, Gifford Campbell and Ed King, and to our